Thank you very much, political leader of the United National Congress and our very distinguished opposition leader, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa, deputy political leaders of our great party who are on this platform here tonight, Rudal Munilal, David Lee, Jerlyn John, members of parliament, my brothers and sisters of the UNC. Let me hear you roar in Couva South tonight. As we are bringing the issues to you on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, tonight your party is fully energized in terms of who we represent. The 309,000 people and those who ensured that we defeated the PNM of Dr. Keith Rowley in the last local government elections. We are here tonight because Trinidad is in a state of crisis. Under Rowley, under retired Brigadier General, you must never forget them, a fella called Edmund Dillon, under Stuart Young, under Fitzgerald Hines, and Rowley, who is the head of the National Security Council. Trinidad and Tobago is in crisis, is in mayhem. Blood is flowing on the streets of our country, and they have no answer for it over the last 8 years. Into the 9th year of governing Trinidad and Tobago, Rowley is telling you, and Hines, they want you to believe that the only solution to dealing with crime and the overall chaos in this country is crime talks. It's crime talks. After they have failed you for the last 8 years, under Rowley, nowhere in Trinidad is a safe place. Whether in your home, whether you're in a police station being interrogated by police, if you're within walking distance of a police station, if you are in a geriatric home, if you're going to see a movie, nowhere you are safe because of the incompetence of Rowley and Hines, your Prime Minister and your failed National Security Minister. Tonight I want to remind you that Hines is the same person who told you that it was not his job to protect the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. It was not his job to come up with a crime plan in terms of defending and securing the people of Trinidad and Tobago, my brothers and sisters. But they want you to believe that the only solution is to deal with crime and crime talks. And all of a sudden, all of them are finding their voices. They're griping for the last 8 years into their 9th year that the UNC is not supporting them in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Only about 3 weeks ago, they introduced the Miscellaneous Provision and Testing and Identification Bill 2021. This piece of legislation was piloted by Minister Hines, and they told you and they wanted to create that impression that legislation will help them. And in the middle of the debate on this very important piece of legislation that they termed was of paramount importance in fighting crime, the leader of government business, WPC Camille Robinson Regis, who recently was whispering in the parliament that she got promoted to the rank of Deputy Commissioner of Police, she got up and adjourned the parliament to a date to be fixed. A date to be fixed. Up till now, they have not recalled Parliament, but Rowley and all of his ministers jet-setting all over the world. They're all over the world, but they are not concerned about being here and dealing with their legislative agenda on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That is shameful. It is a lack of leadership. It is a lack of vision. And I want to tell Rowley, as the head of the National Security Council, that criminality is occurring in this part of Trinidad and Tobago, just like the rest of the country. Criminality is occurring in Couva with impunity. Calcutta 1, 2, and 3, they are under siege. Every law-abiding citizen, they are jumpy. They are operating like if they are on edge, because anywhere they go, they are always uncomfortable because they do not know when criminals will pounce upon them, my brothers and sisters. And I want to tell him that you do not need crime talks. You do not need a regional symposium on crime, which has caused the taxpayers of this country approximately $13 million to deal with fixing the Couva police station and the Freeport police station. Prime Minister, in 2023, officers of the Couva police station and the Freeport police station, they are using foreign-use vehicles which are shutting down, and they cannot carry out patrols. And you need crime talks. You need a regional symposium on crime to tackle that. That to me tells me that you are leaderless. Trinidad is leaderless because in the last 1 or 2 weeks, virtually every minister in this government was out of Trinidad and Tobago. Rowley was out. Hines was out. Stuart Young was out. Rohan Sinanan was out. D.L. Singh was out. Kazim Hussain was out. We had no government in place to govern Trinidad and Tobago, and they want to tell you that they're serious about fighting crime. The other thing, in Freeport and Couva, just like the rest of the police stations in this country, manpower is an issue. The officers of Couva and Freeport, they have told me that they are operating with 4 police officers on a shift, when the minimum should be between 8 and the maximum 12 officers. And when 1 or 2 stays home, they cannot do no patrols. They cannot carry out patrols, and policing is shut down. And they want to tell you that they need crime talks. Rowley and Hines, what the people need is leadership, action, and delivery on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And I saw Rowley. He went to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with a full contingent. I don't know how he was able to explain to the Crown Prince that he did not bring the 47 descendant of the Holy Prophet upon whom be peace, Faris al-Rawi, in terms of being able to facilitate his travel and delegation to Saudi Arabia. I do not know how he was able to explain that. And talking about the state of affairs, when I saw that the absence of ministers from this government and who left Trinidad and Tobago, and I saw that Marvin Gonzalez was appointed to act as the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, I nearly tell my wife, give her 2 tablets. I need to digest this one very properly. This is a man who don't have a clue in terms of what is happening at TSTT. This is a man who does not have the ability to tell you whether there would be electricity rates after the local government elections. The headlines are there. Marvin Gonzalez on July the 13th, 2023, told the country that there will be no electricity rates after election, minister says. And then, when the data breach, the hack of the century occurred at TSTT, Gonzalez ransomware attack on TSTT. True, not true. That was his adamant position that there was not an attack on TSTT, my dear brothers and sisters. So I wanted to know if Imbert, as acting Prime Minister, wanted advice from Marvin Gonzalez, who was the acting Attorney General. What would he have known and what advice could he have given to the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago? That is how Rowley left the country, with total incompetence within the cabinet that was left in Trinidad and Tobago, my dear brothers and sisters. And this leads me to the very critical issue, because my colleagues, especially the line minister for Shadow for Public Utilities, Barry Padarat, has continued to prosecute this issue in the public domain. And tonight, we are calling on Rowley, because they cannot protect you from a national security point of view. And they cannot protect you from potholes. They cannot safeguard you within the healthcare system of this country. And they even cannot protect your data. That is the incompetence of this government, my dear brothers and sisters. And tonight, being a man who was involved in the trade union movement, who has some degree and knowledge about how to fire people and to deal with industrial relations issues, tonight, in the interest of transparency and accountability, we want to know, and before we get that answer, could we stand and welcome our political leader, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, to this cottage meeting in Couva South here tonight.
I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me on the ice floe, ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as the box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up, and every crack I see, I just see through.
Welcome the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. We must be able to recollect the paradise that Trinidad and Tobago was under her stewardship as the Prime Minister and political leader of the United National Congress. She ensured that no children or no child was left behind. She ensured that there was delivery of water in your homes. She ensured that every road in Trinidad and Tobago was dealt with from a Ministry of Works point of view and a local government point of view. She ensured that there was healthcare delivery in the hospitals of Trinidad and Tobago. That was why there was a focus to construct and build the Couva Children's Hospital, a vision for the Arima Hospital, a vision for the hospital in Point Fortin, and to ensure that the Scarborough Hospital was completed in Tobago on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. A Prime Minister who ensured that there was job creation, where 56,000 jobs was created in ensuring that there were stable families through employment generation and creation, my brothers and sisters. That was the philosophy. That was the trust of your government under Kamla Persad-Bissessar. a government that was people-centered development, a government that was focused on ensuring that there was an improvement in the quality of life and standard of living at all levels on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And as she takes her seat with Dr. Gregory Bissessa, could we give our political leader and her husband, Dr. Gregory Bissessa, a Couva South welcome tonight at our cottage meeting. So my brothers and sisters, before the arrival of our political leader, I was saying that I have a little bit of experience in the field of industrial relations. And when someone departs a company in the interest of transparency, accountability, and good governance, tonight we call upon Marvin Gonzalez and the board of TSTT, headed by one Sean Roach. We need to see that letter. We need to understand how did Lisa Agard leave TSTT? Was she fired? Did she resign? Was she terminated? And we want to see the particulars. And tonight, the United National Congress is calling upon Marvin Gonzalez and the board of TSTT to disclose this so that the public could understand what transpired at TSTT. Because this could all be a cook-up. This could all be a cook-up to give her a golden handshake. You must remember, she was probably or is the most expensive CEO ever in the political history of Trinidad and Tobago. We must never forget that she was bought from Massey Communications, a financially beleaguered company, at a cost to the taxpayers of $255 million. And she recruited, I don't know in which room, but she recruited a fella by the name of Kamal Georges, the manager of the environment and reputation risk at TSTT. And up till today, we do not know what was his terms and conditions of employment and under what circumstances he was employed. So I am saying here tonight, against this backdrop, we are saying produce the answers, because did she receive a golden handshake? And if it was a botched termination, she will be able to turn around and sue TSTT for wrongful dismissal, and at the end of the day, walk away with millions of dollars from TSTT. And that is why we are saying, Marvin Gonzalez and Sean Road, show us, make public the terms of departure of Lisa Agard from TSTT. My brothers and sisters, this is the state of affairs in Trinidad and Tobago. This is the state of affairs. And before I leave you here tonight, I want to touch on one issue very quickly. The Commission of Inquiry at Paria, the report is due to be handed over to Her Excellency, the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Christine Kangaloo. Madam President, tonight we know that you are an honorable person. We know that we cast no aspersions on you in terms of your conduct. But I want to remind the families, I want to remind Trinidad and Tobago, this was the person who sold the gospel of the PNM in every home before she ascended to the office of being Her Excellency. And as I said, I cast no aspersions, but I am worried because under the last president, a merit list disappeared from President's house to the Parliament, when this report is made public by King's Counsel Jerome Lynch to Her Excellency, I am pleading with you, Excellency, to ensure that it is bound with the fullest level of national security and protected so that it can make its way to the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. We do not want it to be intercepted by any high office holder. We do not want it to disappear. We do not want it to be sent to the Office of the Attorney General for sanitizing or sanitization. This is a government that has a history. Never forget when there was an investigation into sexual harassment allegations at the Ministry of Sport and against a sitting government minister. The Prime Minister hastily convened a committee of 3 women headed by one retired human resource specialist and permanent secretary in the person of Jackie Wilson. They convened the report. The report was compiled, and up till today, we cannot see the light or the day of that report because we were told that report was sent to the Office of the Attorney General for sanitization. So tonight, when the report is given to Her Excellency, we call upon the Prime Minister to lay the report in its entirety in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago and send this report to the office of the DPP and let the chip fall as it relates to whether anybody is culpable in terms of negligence at Paria. So my brothers and sisters, your party under our great leader is on the move. Your party continues to report to you, whether it is at a cottage meeting, whether it is at a Monday night meeting, whether it is meeting you on the pavement. We will consult with the rank and file of our great party as we return Trinidad and Tobago under good governance and leadership. Whenever the general elections are called, your party will be battle ready under the leadership of Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Long live our leader. Long live our great party. You, my brothers and sisters, I thank you.